Howdy, folks. Welcome in. Thursday night live stream. Excuse me. It's all Buffalo Trace themed. Hope that everybody is doing well. Hope that you've had a good week, good Thursday. Happy to be here with you all. Seriously, I'm very happy to be here with you all. Hi, Dustin. Well, Jason, you could do both. Hi, Clifton. Hope that everybody's doing great. Just this is America's sweetheart. And there's America's sweetheart. Yeah, that's me apparently. I thought that was really funny, Joe. Let's get a little bit of the cabinet in the shot there too. Okay, good deal. So, what's everybody drinking? Anything? Yep. Some? Maybe? Yes? No? Let me know. Swan unfortunately could not make it tonight, so everybody behave in the chat, please. Or don't. I don't know. I can't control you. Already got the new Michter's tour, excuse me. Well, thank you, Jason. Oh, hi, Joe, bro. Oh, thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. Brian, that's awesome. Yeah, Matt, I had a lot of fun with that last week. That was a real treat getting to sit in with them, as it always is. So, yeah. So let's chat about what has been going on this week, and then we'll get right to it. First and foremost, of course, new episode came out yesterday with Chaz and Sarah with an H. So it was a crazy amount of fun. We were drinking lots of Turkey 101. And yeah, you will really enjoy that. We reviewed, what was it? Bonner Lillard Batch 2. So if you have been on the if you have been on the fence about whether or not to buy that, that would be a good way for you to, figure that out. So check out that review. Let's see what else. Like Matt mentioned before, like Whiskey Crusaders mentioned before. Yes, Clifton, it was that one. Hello, Bourbon Sane. Hello, Monica. Glad you guys are here. Trade your sip a while. It just came out last year, actually. Yeah. What was I talking about? Oh, like we were talking about earlier, I was on Chad and Sarah's live stream this Sunday. It's Bourbon Night, youtube.com/it's Bourbon Night. I know most of you guys watch it already, but if not, you need to go check that out for sure. Let's see what else. I had an interview today with the one and only Marianne Eves, which was fantastic. That episode will drop on next Wednesday, so you will definitely have to be on the lookout for that. Touched on some really awesome and fascinating topics and questions with her. So you definitely are not going to want to miss that one. Definitely aren't going to want to miss it. Did I use your question, Dustin? I unfortunately didn't get to everybody's questions, but the ones that I did get to, she did really well with. So I think that about does it. Yeah, that's it. I've got a really busy few days coming up with the podcast, actually. I'm going to the Bardstown Bourbon Company tomorrow. They're doing a press conference about the newest release of collaboration. Was she good people? She was great. She was really, really wonderful. Super sweet, super easy to chat with. Christian's here. Monica, I did ask something on your behalf too, about the bottle and bond topic. So yeah, there is a new Four Roses coming out. You're right, Joe Green. Small batch select, 104 proof, non-chill filtered. Blend of 6 recipes. I'm really excited for it. Really and truly excited for it. I just I it's so nice to see Clifton, I bet it'll be like 35 or 40. I bet. That new Eagle Rare, I mean, look, it's $2,000 at MSRP. It's so far out of my realm of possibility. I mean, there's just no way that I would buy that. I would love to try it eventually if anybody ever does and decides to open it, but you know, that's just not going to happen. It is pretty though. It is very pretty. You know what? That's the other thing too. For those of you who are not on Patreon yet, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast, you definitely need to be, because we had a really great little Google Hangouts last Friday night with the patrons of the show. We went for 3 hours drinking and talking and telling stories. And so and that's open to anybody who's on Patreon. That's something that we're gonna wind up doing more of in the future. But group buy an Eagle Rare 20 year, hey, that's a possibility. Yeah, so we will be doing that again more in the future. So you need to be on the lookout for that and become a patron. So yeah, I have some really cool people who are in my corner, Jason. It's nice. So it was really cool getting to put names with faces too, and voices and stories and just experiences, and the fact that, you know, it was just basically like we were all just at a bar together, or like you guys came over and we were just hanging out and chatting. I mean, it was great. So I can't wait to do it again in the future. Yes, and Dustin is right. We will be having that meetup too in April, the night before the live show. So if you've not gotten tickets yet, you need to do that. I'll post a link tomorrow, I think. So that was my warm-up pour. Let's not break our glass here, Perry. Yeah, that was a little aggressive. Moving on, I believe I'm going to go with the big brother to Old Buffalo Trace. Good old Eagle Rare, since we're already talking about it. Monica did drop out, but it was within like the last couple of minutes of the chat, so it's not like she was gone for so long. But hey, Big Feats is here. Yay. Sponsors of the podcast. 2,000 for this bottle. Cheers. Have it. It's half gone and it's got smudges from my fingers on it. So you can break into whatever I have that's fingerprint locked. Yes, Jason, that's exactly what it looks like. That's funny. I have no, sir. Oh yeah, Matt, you definitely should. It's just such a good time. And I mean, on Patreon, you get bonus episodes too, and you get free. You get access to new content and stuff nobody else gets to hear. So, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. You know, clearly this is like that step up from Buffalo Trace. I mean, it just has more to it. It's got more body to it. It's just an overall, you know, I think more well-rounded. But not that Buffalo Trace is bad by any means. It's still extremely good. But this is a little bit older. It's the same proof. But I think those couple of extra years in the barrel really do help it. So yeah. Steve, no, I just had to talk to Lucy. Yeah. Do you need a computer on your camera or a camera on your computer for Hangouts? You can use your phone too. Yeah. Hey, Clifton, that's fine, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Um, I always wonder what Eagle Rare would be like with 10 more proof on it. I would love to find out what that's like. Um, I mean, it's really good. It is, but I think that it could have more to it. I mean, absolutely. Hi, Zopher. Hello, my friend. Hope you're well. Zopher helped, let you guys in on a little secret, helped me out with a bit of a project, me and Swan. So that's about all I can say of that. I don't want to give too much else away, but you'll know sooner rather than later. Yeah. And 7 more years. Well, that's, I wonder if anybody's thought of that, Joseph. And on show filtered. Oh, you know what, Brian? You actually make a good point. Yeah. That's well, Stag Jr. is on the table. So I will get to that later on. But as of right now, I'm going to hang out with my little Eagle Rare. So, of course, this is yeah. Yes, you do need a Google Hangout or mic for Google Hangout. That would really help. Yeah. Um Hi Joshua. How are you, buddy? Good seeing you. But since it is Buffalo Trace night, I'm wondering if anybody else is drinking Buffalo Trace products. Yeah. Yeah, either or. Either or. I mean, I don't think you can really go wrong with either of those products, but you know. Joseph, that's awfully sweet. Yeah. Let's see. What else? I went to Buffalo Trace. I talked about this on this week's episode of the podcast. I went back there on Saturday because I just didn't really have a whole lot else to do, and I figured, well, why the heck not? And so I went and had a good time and did the tour again, which I've done multiple times, but I figured, why not? I mean, excuse me. I originally went because I had a mistake in scheduling and thought I was supposed to be in Frankfurt on Saturday, but in fact it was Sunday, and then of course I couldn't do it. So I was like, well, I'm here. I may as well go to Buffalo Trace. Excuse me. And it's like, well, I'm here. I may as well do a tour. So, yeah. Yeah, do the tour in virtual reality. That's pretty cool too. I've not actually checked that out. I need to do that. Hey, Clifton, thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, y'all are awesome. Tammy Brennicky is now on Patreon too. You guys are great. It was awesome. Thank you all so much. Yes. What else? I didn't get to see Freddie, but I've only seen him at the distillery twice. Once when Chad and I were there for the Buffalo Trace pick we went to or the multiple picks that we went to for Liquor Barn, and then one day when I was working with the tour company. Excuse me. But yeah, other than that, I've not ever really seen him there. It's always been kind of outside of the distillery. But have I happened to try Rossville Union? No, I've not yet. I would love to try that sometime, though. I've heard that it's pretty good. Which distilleries bottle your pick on the spot? Oh, I got you now. Really, only that I've seen has been Jim Beam. That's been the only one that I'm aware of that does it while you're there. Hey, Dad. Other than that, I don't think there really is one. I mean, everything else kind of takes a little bit of time to process and to get going. But Creaky squad. Yeah. So, moving on to the next Buffalo Trace product. Switching up old mash bills, going for the Blantons. Monica made fun of me for putting my Blantons back in the box and in the bag during our hangout the other night. So, what's happening? Sorry. Don't know why Marie's barking. Yes, it has been a long week. Do I prefer Eagle Rare or E.H. Taylor Small Batch? E.H. Taylor Small Batch. Definitely. Yes. This is the B cork. It's one of my favorites. Some of these corks are just awesome. I love them. Mouse. No, probably not. But you know what? I actually meant to switch glasses. I just remembered that. So there we go. Now we're in the Glencairn. What's happening? Yeah, I would go with, geez, same price point. Oh, actually, no, that's about right. Yeah, I would go with E.H. Taylor Small Batch instead. I've just only really been seeing the boxes recently, but you know, I've seen some. I haven't seen like the fishnets in a while either. But yeah, Marie's freaking out. Don't know why. Hello, Mr. Bill. No, just a little bit there, Mr. Bill. Jason, I mean, that's just no fun. You got to find them all, man. Sometimes, Chris. Yeah, sometimes I see that. Was it musty or moldy? I asked because my last 2 bottles were black. No, I didn't really think it was. I thought it was it was fine. It wasn't like outstanding, but it definitely wasn't musty or moldy. Christian. Monica, how is EH single? I went for a special occasion. I can't wait to try. I've only really had a couple, and I don't know. I wasn't that impressed by it, but I mean, it could have been that I just didn't have a good single barrel of it. That's just, I don't know. I've never been compelled to buy a bottle. I'll say that much. I think the small batch is a little bit more consistent. Sorry, Christian, really. It's funny, Clifton. Wintergreen bites and Eagle Rare. Interesting. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate you, buddy. 140 proof. Yeah, I feel that same way, Jason. Adam, that stinks. I didn't know there was such a thing as baby CPR class, but I guess it makes sense that there should be. I don't know. Why do I look like George Costanza right now? Yeah, you may as well crack it. I mean, bring it out when you got good friends over, people you like. You know. I think Steven's in New York, Clifton. George's getting angry. Bruce and I hanging out on the couch. Awesome. Hazmat. Oh, dang, Joe, bro. That's awesome. Blanton's is just solid, man. It's a little inconsistent at times, but I think that overall it's pretty solid. Yeah. I feel like I'm low energy. Am I low energy? I don't know. I think I am. Interesting, Louis. I didn't know that was a thing. My meh energy. I don't know. I don't mean to be. Chaz will take the energy out of you, especially. So I didn't really mean to do this, but I did kind of feel like as I was moderating, I was also like wrangling them in too on Sunday, which I thought was kind of funny. But yeah, I could use more samples. Yeah, it probably is a little bit of the job. Fair enough. Sarah was really Sarah was going after Chad this week. It was hilarious. I I felt kind of bad, but I mean, Sarah was just she was on a roll. It was awesome. I can't kick Christian out. You guys are crazy. Lots of fun. Yes, Sarah is the best. Just that's not terrible. I mean, I like. I mean, especially with the price jump that's coming up, it doesn't. I mean, that's really not that bad. So, um, Dustin did get a lot of crap last week for missing, but it's all good. Big Feets is back. Yeah, it's just a very solid Blanton's. And how about something completely different? How about we totally shift gears? How about Weller 12? I haven't had this bad boy in a hot minute. Bye, Dad. Yeah, I haven't had Weller 12 in gosh a while, probably since well before we moved. Just because I kind of forget that it's around. I mean, I know I have it, but I don't always, you know, I don't always break it out. I got all these other things that I kind of wind up going with, but yeah, that it's gosh, it's really probably been about 2 months, if not, excuse me, more since I've had this one. All right, let me cleanse a little bit. Do I have any insight into Elijah Craig barrel picks? Ohio gets several different years tomorrow. No, not really. Elijah Craig barrel picks are the ones that I have the least experience. Well, that's not entirely true. 1792 probably is. Elijah Craig's probably second on that list. I like Elijah Craig barrel picks for the pricks. Elijah Craig barrel picks for the most part. But like overall, I've kind of been just okay with them. There have been a couple that have really stood out, but yeah. Yeah, Elijah Craig barrel pricks. I don't know. I'm tired. Like I said, I've had slip ups like that. Christian, I don't know if I've tried that one yet. Maybe I can't remember. Did I try it on that night where I had all those samples? Yeah, I'm sure that it isn't. Fighting Cock's Heaven Hill. Monica, please do. Please do. I'd love that. Hey man, this is that is really good. Dang it. Man, I forget. I forget how much I like this. I mean, similar. I keep reading stuff and then trying to talk, and it just sometimes I forget how good this is. It's fantastic. Seriously. I don't know of anybody who doesn't like that, Joseph. So I was listening to the podcast recently, and I think Will was talking about how Dixon Deadman was telling him that when you have a wheated whiskey, when you have a wheated bourbon, oh, Adam, that's awesome. That's great, man. We'll talk about that more later. But anyway, so when you have a wheated bourbon, you're replacing the rye and the mash bill with the wheat. And so the reason that a wheated bourbon is sweeter is not necessarily because you have the wheat in there. It's because you're tasting the absence of rye. So you're getting the sweetness from the corn, but not necessarily the wheat sweetness. Can't do two things at once. Are we talking about the? Yeah. Okay. It's sweeter because it rhymes. Yeah. Louis, what now? But I mean, wheated bourbons are kind of what I thought I really liked when I first started, and I was always chasing Weller 12. I mean, I'm happy I have a couple of bottles of it. It's been kind of sitting around. I haven't had it in so long that I need to drink it more. I mean, honestly, I did not know that, Jason. It's a very strange conversation you guys have going on. America's Got Talent. Steven, I'm so happy you're coming down, man. That is just so cool. I can't believe the people that are coming down for the live show. It's just blows my mind. So I do have a bit of bad news about it, though. I was not able to get Marianne on for the panel. She is busy that day. Excuse me. So she will not be able to make it. But of course, everybody else is still going to be on board. So that's that. I know it sucks, but it's just kind of part of it. Yeah, Clifton, I wish so too, man. Next time. Where can it go for the meetup? Oh yeah, Sarah can still do it. Sarah's gonna nice, Joseph. I mean, Sarah was always going to be a part of it. That's fair, Monica. That's fair. I'm just excited for the whole daggum thing. I mean, it's going to be great. I love it. And like I said, too, there's still a few tickets left. So if you've not gotten yours yet and you're still on the fence about it, it's only $5 a ticket. So you definitely need to jump on that. Definitely. I got you, Joe. Jad can still come. I mean, he can't be a part of the panel, but he'll be there. Daggone. I say daggum a lot. I started saying daggum a lot more after listening to Potluck, because hearing Chris Thomas say daggum, I can't do a Chris Thomas. Daggum. That was a little bit like him. But hearing him say that all the time, like it slipped into my vocabulary too. So, yeah. Yes, quite a bit less, Joseph. Jason, how good was that interview that Mash and Drum did with what's her name from the Assistant Master Distiller at Woodford? It was good. Fred Minnick he doesn't have to say dadgum. Oh, geez, Adam. That's funny, Stephen. He is one of a kind. He could woman up and be on it. That's true. But I'm going to leave that to him, though. That'd be interesting if just all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just decided that he was going to crash the live show that I worked so hard to put together. That would be fun. I would be very happy with him if he did that. Chad in a wig. Didn't we talk about that on the podcast? Didn't we talk about that at one point? And it's him going, hello, he was doing a Mrs. Doubtfire. I can't remember. Yeah, he really did a good job with it. I was really, really enjoying listening to that. Das Cat. Yeah. Yeah. I'll just have an hour of Perry does weird references and impressions because that's fun. That's always a good time. Dustin, I can hear that. Made it sound like he still enjoys Woodford Reserve. All power to him. I mean, if plenty of people like Woodford Reserve and drink it all the time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, especially if that's what they like. Nimbly bibbly. Let's see what else. This is my bourbon and guitar live. That'd be fun. That's just called when I play a show, Christian. I mean, that's just me getting up on stage and playing music because I drink bourbon or beer and then I play music. It's just part of it. I think that's kind of how I feel too, Jason. It's not like I don't go, oh, Woodford. I just go, oh, Woodford. You know what I mean? Like there's a distinct difference between it because one is, oh, I can't believe I have to do this, and the other one is I'm indifferent towards it. And I think that's just how I feel about Woodford. Like I'm just like I'm indifferent towards it. That being said, I don't know. There are worse things in the world that you could drink. Woodford Overmakers. Yeah. Dustin, you haven't tried double oaked yet. I can't believe that. You'll have it when you come down next weekend. Dustin's coming down next weekend to see me. So barrel proof Woodford, I bet. They have the batch proof, which is pretty dang good. Yeah, Christian, we apparently did. Did I try the double oak? Yeah, I think Swan had it at one point, and it was pretty decent. I mean, really, I kind of enjoyed it. Clifton, I feel that. I understand that. It's what they always offer you at a restaurant. I think I went through a drive-through liquor store once, and I was like, "Do y'all have any good bourbon?" And the girl at the window was like, "Well, we have Woodford," and I was like, "Never mind," and I just drove away. Worst things not always. Is Woodford worth $70 or the double oaked? Banana note from the 2 Woodford picks you have. Yes, I do get that. Monica said we should do a live cast together. That is possible. There's a good possibility of that happening. Even if we we might record an episode too. I'm not sure yet. I kind of like the Woodford Rye, actually. Drive-throughs for Bud Light or Fireball. Double, I don't think is worth $70. That seems like a lot. Based on that. Christian, I see you, and we'll see that maybe eventually. Not tonight. I'm not quite feeling that that let's do it vibe tonight. Tried it back to back with Knob Creek Rye. I guess I'm just more into oakiness of beam. That's totally fair. That's totally fair. What Big Feet say? What's my go-to beer? Interesting. Man, I like Kentucky Ale a whole freaking lot. If I'm feeling kind of, I don't know, if I'm feeling a little bit more basic, Sam Adams. Sam Adams Oktoberfest was my favorite beer for a really long time. Man, what else? Really just kind of those two. Anything bourbon barrel ale I like as well. Oh, shoot. Oh, Yingling. Yingling's up there as well. I think I'm missing out on a couple. Had the malt. No, I've not had the malt. Monica, that would make a great shirt. I actually like Miller High Life quite a bit. I have some. That's you talking, Dustin. Of course it is. Basic Perry. I would love to try that, Joseph. Keystone Ice. Yeah, Bell's Oberon is fantastic. Guinness is fantastic. Bourbon barrel aged stouts I love. Yes. Don't like the bubbles. It's fair. Yeah, I just love Yingling. It's awesome. I'm not really a Leinenkugel fan. I would say that much. Guinea down there, I do not know. We did a bourbon barrel ale episode a while back. We need to do another one actually. But like, gosh, like within the first couple of months of the podcast, I think we did a bourbon barrel ale episode. Maybe the first few months. I can't remember for sure. But it was fun. We definitely need to do it again. Yeah, I love me some Sam Adams Oktoberfest. KBS and CBS. No, I'm not, but I do love Founder's Backwood Bastard. That is one of my favorite beers of all time. On par with the Anderson Valley stout that's aged in turkey barrels for me. Absolutely. You know what else I really like? And I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's my like playing a show beer or what, but I actually really like PBR. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like the Jim Beam of bourbon or of beer, rather. It's just kind of, well, I guess Budweiser might be. What is PBR the beer of? Huh. What would I liken that to? Maybe like Ancient Age or something like that. Yes, I do like the Budweiser Copper Lager. It's really good. Drunk college kids. Yeah. The beer of hipsters. All right, whatever. Weller PBR. PBR is Basil Hayden's. Well, that's fair. That's fair. Close PBR signs. Yeah, please do. I'd love to see those. Yeah, Clifton was talking about this earlier. Big Feats was mentioning it too. I did find the Goose Island Bourbon County Stout this year, which I'm super thrilled about. I actually have an extra one that I'm going to give to Grease in March. So that's fun. Christian, tell John I'm not. But get him in here. That'd be fun. Get John Edwards in the chat. Jeez. Bottom shelf in college? Yeah, it still kind of is. I add some horn-rimmed glasses and I'm pure hipster. My vision's not bad enough. I don't wear contacts. I don't wear contacts or glasses. I've never needed them. I can kind of feel my eyes starting to get a little bit weaker. Everybody else in my family has glasses except for me. It's crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I do still prefer bourbon, but eventually, Jason, yeah, that is going to happen. But I love Dad's Drinking Bourbon. It's one of my favorite bourbon podcasts. They're great guys. John has been awesome. And I've gotten to know him over the past few months too. But yeah, I feel like I've been talking a lot without having much to drink. So I can't do anything about it. It has to be in this area or you wouldn't be able to hear me. I'm sorry, Joseph. I'll try to figure something else out. I apologize. Christian, you got to get on that. That's awesome. That's awesome, Clifton. Oh, dang, Chris. That is awesome. That is impressive. So I figured that since I'm doing BT night, I would do something because I finished a bottle of this the other night and I have a hard time waiting to open these. I'm going to do a little fresh crack of old E.H. Taylor small batch because this is one of my favorite bourbons of all time. I mean, honestly, it is. And hold on, let me clean out this glass real quick too. Christian, that's fair. That's fair. I will give you that. All the power to you, by the way. Trying to listen to those old episodes because some of them are rough. I think I went back recently and listened to one that I remember at the time being super proud of. And then, knowing how the show is now, I was like, oh, man. So anybody who listens to old episodes of the show, kudos to you. Very well done. But new stuff's where it's at. Yes, at least you can see me. That is a positive. All right. Ready? Da, 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 da. Wasn't exactly that, but name that tune. Yeah, that was a really good pop. I was pretty happy with that. The fact that I got it on the record too. Yeah, I know. A copyright strike, but whatever. Allocated in Ohio. It's kind of allocated in Kentucky, but you can get lucky with it every now and then. So it's bourbon night. Hello, I'm Chad. That's funny, Dustin. I don't know why that tickled me so much. So the very first bottle of Taylor Small Batch that I owned, I actually reviewed on the show. And I got like one specific note off of it. Well, two really. It was caramel and green apple. So it was like a, caramel green apple. But every bottle that I've had since then has been exponentially better. And this is no exception. I think this bourbon, oh man, Just love it. Just love it. This is one of the places where I think that I think Buffalo Trace really does shine. So yeah. Yeah, Christian. That's yes, absolutely. Um you like them better on my show. Oh, interesting. I'll have to tell them that. Or you can. Yeah, I really do. You like my Chad impression? Hello, I'm Chad. Sorry, I'm just thinking, how else could I impersonate Chad? And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because that would be the end of the night for me. E.H. Taylor barrel proof and the other expressions. Well, Dustin, I'm going to have to start making a list, I think, for you. Is it better or has my palate changed? That's a good question. I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't have that bottle anymore because I've since finished it. But I could go either way on that, honestly. Did I like the older Turkey 101? I didn't like the oldest one as much as I did the second oldest one. I'll say that much. Dare I say, nutty? Chad has a very specific inflection to his voice that, I mean, not only do I watch his show and listen to his show, listen to him speak then, but also when I'm editing, you know, I hear back so much of what he says that his voice is so ingrained in my head that it's almost like I can just call it up whenever, and it makes me laugh. What I think of E.H. Taylor Rye. You want to see me interview? Hold on, sorry. Whoa. E.H. Taylor Rye is very good. I like it. I want to interview the Russells so badly. I think they're next on my list of not necessarily big interviews, but they're the interview that I want to really kind of strive for next. Yeah. Eric, I think you're on a delay there, buddy. Yeah. Man, I'll make it happen. I mean, that would be I really want to talk to them. I love the Russells. I really want to interview them. We're not worthy. Who said somebody said mouthfeel earlier. That's one of my favorite Chads is mouthfeel. Sorry. I'm in a glass case of emotions. Yeah, so that's something else I want to start doing too with Patreon is getting some more people getting questions together when I do interviews because I think that would just be a great call. You know, I want to source more. I want to make this, you know, more and more about you guys and you guys, you know, becoming a part of the show. So I still, Joseph, stand by the fact that I was witness to the original It's Bourbon Night tongue punch on my second uncorking with them when we did the Monica's favorite bourbon of all time, the Old Forester Statesman. Dadgummit. Oh, Jason, so Bruce is moving back to Kentucky, I think this month, maybe next month. I can't remember for sure, but he is on the list. So that is definitely going to happen. Absolutely. Dadgummit. Yeah, man, his interview with Dad's Drinking Bourbon was fantastic. I loved that interview. I thought it was great. He was so loose and casual and just having a good time. And you know, if I got to bring him up here, that'd be great. So, yeah. Man, this dang Taylor. This daggum Taylor. Joseph, I forgot about that. Oh, Steven, I mean, I don't swear either, so it's, it's how I feel. Yeah, Jason, I kind of feel the same way. I look, Chris, I mean, I get it, man. I got a lot of green apple when I first reviewed it. I mean, seriously, I did. I think it's a good possibility of that, showing up. All right, folks. So I'm moving on to my last pour of the evening, which is in the form of none other than old Stag Jr. 127.9 proof. This is batch 11. Yeah, let's see what this one gets us. Ooh, let's start over. Ready? That was all right. It's all right. Dang it, Eric. Dang you. Sorry, big feats. Year. What is happening? I think this is from the end of last year. I can't remember. Yes, there was a lot of base in that one. Man, that is a dark pour. On mic, that was way better than the E.H. Taylor. Interesting. You think? Oh. Fair enough, man. All right, maybe a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it could have been, Steven. Could have been. Holy crap. It was quite the jump in proof, but that was superb. Real nice, Clark. Real nice. I don't know if you can tell or not, but the color on this is like almost mahogany. Yeah. See, I don't think that it's been that hot for me, honestly. Is the elbow pit thing legit? I don't know. I mean, it's a way for me to kind of reset my nose. If it's legit or not, I don't know. Chad taught it to me. It always seemed like it kind of worked. If it does, it does. If not, whatever. I know it makes me sound like a douche. I'm sorry. I haven't really been nosing anything tonight, so it's not like I'm, I needed to reset. So I can't give you a good example, a good demonstration. But I don't know. Rich mahogany. How many leather-bound books? Like 1,000. And a Norland glass. Yes, Lucy might love it, actually. Who knows? Have ever had a Harlan Wheatley store pick? No, but I would love to. Would love to. Scotch palate territory. Interesting. Okay, go ahead, Christian. You may as well. Yeah, I really don't either, Steven. I mean, I did kind of at first, but superstar. Man, that's a good pour. That is spectacular. If you can find Stag Jr., I definitely recommend picking it up. I want to say I've not had anything bad tonight by any means. I think Buffalo Trace is just one of those distilleries where what they put out is consistently good. I mean, seriously, like, some of the single barrels are kind of hit or miss, but I think that overall the quality is just, it's there. Excuse me. It's definitely there. Let's see. Way more alcohol in E.H. Taylor for some reason. Interesting. Can't nose for crap, only smell bourbon. Christian, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Stag Junior is great at the actual MSRP. Highest proof bourbon out there. It's got to. I mean, it can't be over 145, and I think some have been anywhere from like 140 to 144. So it just kind of depends. It's amazing I know Superstar. It's great. Of course, I know Superstar. All right, Dustin, that's on the list now too. They are expensive, yeah, but I mean they're nice. Are they worth it? I did an episode on this before. Are they worth it? I don't know, but they're still good stuff. Doesn't tell you the batch. Mine doesn't really either. I just know it based on what I've learned online. Chris, I will send you a link to the different lists of, or the list of the different batches of Stag Junior. It's a 2014 bottle of Turkey 101 worth $60. I'll get you one for 20. I know where some are. Big Feats. That's the same proof as mine. So you have batch 11. Main problem with BT is the allocation and the prices that distilleries like Heaven Hill I have not seen. That's fair. That's fair. ECBP Hazmat, I would love one. Only seen Stag Junior once for retail. Did Will and the Grease try something ridiculous in the 140s? I think so. It might have been a George C. Stag, but I can't remember. Let's see. Joseph, 144 can't be put in your luggage for travel. It's considered a flammable liquid. Fair enough. 55 is great for Stag Junior. I totally agree. I think the only way to know is by proof. Cannot find the batch number. Found an Old Fitz bottled and bond this weekend. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Elbow works only after you work out. Yeah, exactly. Who wanted $500? What, Zopher, what did I miss? What did I miss from you? I'm sorry. I must have missed that. Yeah, Dustin really, with that 8-year Turkey 101, that was good purchase. It was a good purchase. They make you drink the 144 in the TSA line. That would be good. That would not go over well. The Old Fitz bottled and bond was 500. Yeah, that's a nope. That's a nope. Adam, I didn't realize that's what you were doing with that, but that's awesome. I can't wait for that, man. That's way too much for that Old Fitz. Seriously. Seriously. I don't understand that. Well, folks, it's about that time. So thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Appreciate you all being a part of the conversation for sure. Yes, please hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already. Share the video, tell your friends, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. At my Bourbon Pod, of course, at period of 1492 if you want to follow me personally. Let's see, bourbonshop.threadless.com for the apparel and merch. Patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast is where you can become a patron of the show. So please do that. It really helps me out. Like I said, you get bonus content, stuff that nobody else hears. So be sure to go and do that. I really do appreciate it. 5-star rate and review on iTunes. Tickets are still available for the live show. So all you have to do is pay $5. You can come hang out with me and everybody else. Need more doggy photos on my Instagram. Oh, it was another thing, Chris. But yeah, y'all are the best. Thank you all so much for hanging out. See you next week. I'll see you next episode. But until then, I'm Perry. This is my Bourbon Podcast live stream. Cheers.